Can you hear me? Mic check, 1, 2. Hello? Heavy? I forgot how to enable streamer mode on Discord. It's been too long. Streamer mode. Enable. Look at that, I did it. Wow. Now I gotta get this stencil working on my shader. I don't know what the fuck is going on though. Replace? No? Keep? Nope. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. How does stencils work again? Alright. If it's equal, replace it. Well, that doesn't work. Which means this needs to be... lower? No? Shaders are dumb. A new subscriber? Hey, what's up, Dark Dank Meme Lord? How you doing? I have no idea what I'm doing. This shader is broken. Is a blank render type allowed? It is. Cool. Anyways, I'm just working on my Toon shader. Yeah, Mora, shaders are... stencils are dumb. I wanna... okay, so what I'm doing right now is Ave mentioned to me this shader that was like a modified version of Cube shader that, you know, you put on your avatar and then, you know, you could put one on your clothes or whatever and then you could have this little sphere and then it would, you know, cut out the clothes. Yeah, okay, so it was a lewd shader. Anyways. He mentioned this to me and I was like, okay, that's cool. I can implement this into mine. But it'll be configurable and you can do whatever you want with it. But I have to figure out how the fuck it works first because, you know, stencils are dumb. Alright, so look. Stencil ID 90. That is the number we are comparing to. Got it. Stencil comparison equal operation replace. We want it to replace whatever it's covering. Right? 90 equal. We want to keep what I don't get it. Hold on while I Google how stencils work. How do stencils work? Shader. Unity manual. Look at this. I got it. Equal. Only render the pixels whose value is equal. Hello? Is 90 not equal to 90? Am I dumb? Hold on. Let me try this. How does this not work? Keep. Let's show. I don't get it. I'm actually baffled. Wait. Oh, wait a minute. Oh. Oh. Hey, look at that. I'm dumb. Hang on. I understand now. I had this on the wrong thing. We want it to compare always. And then, okay. Let's revert that change. I don't think it'll work on minus. I think we have to go above the render queue of this. But, let's see. So if it's equal, replace. Right? We want to cut that out? That's what we want to do, isn't it? Plus 50? No? Okay. I don't know what's going on. If it's equal, replace. If stencil operation replace. Oh! I did it. Color mask none, and now it should cut it out, right? Should no? Okay. Oh wait. Maybe this needs to be always, and then this needs to be equal. Hey! Wait. No. I thought I was onto something, but I'm not. Equal replace. Equal keep. Hey, does anybody know how this works? You know, I got other things I need to do to this. I gotta figure this out though. Equal replace. Okay, hold on. So this is the orb that we're gonna be cutting things out with. What is its render key right now? First of all, let's just put it on geometry, just like the rest of it. Alright. Z-right on. No, we don't want Z-right on because that's gonna... Yeah, okay. This is what we want. Okay. So, we need to figure out how to get these settings correct to make the skin show up unless this is covering it, and then it should be cut out. And then that's what I'll set the defaults to so that people can, like, you know, just Just drag and drop. That's the idea. So, replace. Oh, hey, okay. Look at that. That's kind of what we want, except it's inverted. Okay. So what if we do keep here and keep here? Wait. What if we do replace here? That's okay. That's not what we wanted. Wait. I just need to reverse the settings. Always replace equal keep. That didn't work. Never mind. Replace didn't change anything. Alright, hold on. I have an idea. Let's look at a previous shader that I made. Let's look at my jumpsuit. Let's see. Comp always, pass replace. And the scan effect is where? This is comp not equal. What? Comp. Oh, I guess that makes sense, because if it's not equal, we want to show it. But if it is equal, wow, look at that. It was as simple as that. Look, now you can do lewd things and cut out people's clothes. Amazing. That's totally not the intended use. Don't do that. Alright. So what do we want the defaults to be? Always replace. Got it. So compare function would be always, which is what? What number is that? Hang on, I gotta do some Googling to figure that out. So always is, hey, cool. I have the other ones though, so stencil operation we want to replace by default, and that should just work. Now if I reset this, cool. We set color mask to none. Look at that. Wait, no, that's not exactly what we... Z-right needs to be off. And then we just need to turn this number to 90, and then it cuts out stenciled things. You can see through it. Amazing. Alright. Now, we'll put this on a higher Q because we want it to work with both shaders. So I have a transparent version and a non-transparent version. And if it's on a lower Q than 1, it won't work. Or if it's on a higher Q, it won't work. That's cool. Hold on. I got it. I know what I'm doing. There we go. That's what we wanted. And now it should work with both the transparent and non-transparent versions of my shaders. So let's throw transparent on here. And why? I broke something. I don't have my my options here. So let's figure that out. What did I delete? Did I delete anything? I moved some lines. Amazing. Where's my drop downs? I don't want to reset my material. Is it busted? Whoa. Oh. Well, that's probably an issue. Okay. What we're gonna do is test this. Reset the material. Okay, we have opaque. There's transparent, we have transparent. Great. Okay, so I have to reset my material for this to show up. That's amazing. That's a big oof as well. It still doesn't show. Oh no. Something is horribly wrong. My detection method doesn't work. Oh boy. Alright. Let's see here. If the active game object skinned mesh render. Oh, is it because... Can I just get the material of the target without looking at the mesh? 'Cause that would fix this. I'd fix this issue. Let's see. So I think the problem right now is that my editor script is looking for the skinned mesh render or mesh render of whatever you're targeting. So because this is the only material on this object, it finds it properly because it's trying to find the shader by name. So it will show these options. But because this object has two different shaders before this one, I think that what's happening is that it's finding this name and this name, and then it's going like, okay, well none of this is right, so we can't display the options here. Which is a little bit disconcerting because I can't actually I don't know if I can fix that. That's something that because I have to get the mesh renderer. Does it work if something has two materials that's like both mine? How do I even do that? I have to create something that no. I can just do it like this. I'm dumb. So if this one becomes my material, or my shader, That. Whoa. It didn't even. Okay, hold on. That's not right. There we go. Okay. So no. It's not, that's not the issue. Or is it? It's the jumpsuit's the first one in the list, so that's probably the one causing the issue. I imagine. It is. Okay. So if the first material isn't mine, then it doesn't work. So I need to make an array of the materials. Oof. Okay, how do I even go about that? I need to get all of the materials on the object. Render.materials. Okay. Wait. So materials is equal to render. No. This needs to be after that. Target dot materials in an array. I think that'll work. And then if the target shared materials dot shader name, I'm not even doing anything with this. That's dumb. Does this work? Or does it error out? It errors out. Unity Engine material does not contain a definition for shader. Oh no. So I do need to make an array of the materials, which this should work. Can I debug.log materials, I guess. That should work, maybe. I don't remember how to debug a variable. Let me Google it really quick. I have to add .toString at the end. There we go. That should work. So now if this compile unexpected symbol. Oh. Array materials is equal to string array. It needs to be a string array. New string array. Unexpected symbol target. How do string arrays? That's how I'm using it. String array. Wait. Use a list? Could use a list. Yeah, I have no clue what's going on either. I'm just trying to fix problems that I've created for myself. Honestly. Okay, so what I'm trying to do, I can at least explain what I'm trying to do. So currently, I have an editor script for my shader that makes the UI not look like hot garbage, basically, so that it's nice to look at and it's inviting for all of the options, right? Because you don't want like this huge list of options because that's overwhelming. So, the editor script kind of organizes that a bit, which is this. Now, the thing is, originally I was gonna do what standard shader does, and what standard shader does is, if we swap this over to standard really quick, you'll notice that it has this rendering mode option at the top here. And it allows you to go from opaque to cutout to fade to transparent. So it allows you to change all of these. The thing is, VRChat doesn't work with this. It like sometimes works. Which I don't want to rely on sometimes, because sometimes is not, it's not reliable. So what I'm doing instead is I'm looking for the name of the shader that's on the material of the object that you have selected, right? And if it's equal to excess Toon transparent or excess Toon, it shows the appropriate options for either. Thing is that if you have an object with a material in the first slot here that isn't my shader, like this, for instance, this jumpsuit material isn't using my Toon shader. So, because of that, it isn't showing the rendering mode options for any of the other materials. So to fix that, I believe what I have to do is get a list of all of the materials on the object and then go through them all and figure out which ones are using mine. Or say maybe if any are equal to, then show this. But I don't know how to convert my material list to something that I can read, which is the issue that I'm facing now. So like if I just throw in target here, I don't think this will work. So basically a string array is just, it's a list of stuff. So it would look like say you had, okay, so I have body and bodysuit on here, right? So if I were to make a string array out of this, it would look like body and then bodysuit and then whatever else is here, right? And then I can, ideally I can pull from this and this would be the material list instead. So that's what I'm trying, that's where I'm at right now. So we can say like, well, let's see if this compiles first. If I just throw the target in there, it should just give me a string. No, it doesn't like target. What is this? That, okay. This is something I've not ever had to do before. Let's Google create array out of materials. Unity. Look at that. Target.render.material. Okay. Target.render.material. Wait. No, that's not right. Render. Materials. Can I just do an array? Out of the materials instead of a string array? Nope, still doesn't like it. Okay, it does not take this as a input. I need to figure that out. Let's. Of course, by the way, if any of you ever get into scripting in Unity, the one thing you'll learn really quick while you're Googling for solutions is that Unity's website takes 7 million years to load every time you want to go to it, but otherwise it loads just fine. So that's fun. I could also just scrap this idea. That's another solution. But oh no. Oh no. My internet is dying. Don't do that. Don't die on me, internet. Look, you're fine. Mora, I have no idea what's going on. Am I creating an array anywhere else? I'm pretty sure I am. Hold on. Let's Control F for square brackets. Look at that. Alright. I'm creating an array of material properties. So how is that working? Material property into props. Oh, it's just taking this and putting it in an array. That's not helpful. Damn. Okay. Let's do this then. Can I get... I wonder... No, that won't work. I guess I can show all of the rendering modes and... No, that's dumb. No, I'm not doing that. That's a bad solution. Hi, Dankman. I don't know what's going on. I'm a dummy. Let me rethink this. Let's look at the main shader here. So we're changing the mode based on mode here. But this doesn't actually do anything in the shader. So we're free to adjust that. So maybe instead of... So we need to detect what shader we're on though. Or I can just write 2 different editor scripts, but that's... that's the hacky way to do it. Actually, this whole thing is a... Hi, listen, I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm just gonna call you, I'm gonna call you by your last name. I'm gonna call you Ravane. What's up, Ravane? How you doing? I'm trying to fix this issue that I can't fix. It's unfixable. It's literally not fixable. I'm at the point where I might actually just duplicate the editor script. I think I might do that. Do I want to do that? I feel like that's... feel like that's a hacky workaround. Feel like that's a hacky workaround, but I might do it anyway. Let's see. Alt-Shift-F. That formats things. It's a good keybind. Let's get rid of these. Arthi, can I explain the issue? Yeah, I can explain the issue, although it might have just been nullified by the fact that I just changed. Well, okay, no, it errored out, so it's still on the last version. Okay, so here's the issue, Dankman. Alright, so, say, okay, okay, looking at standard, I'm gonna start from square one, because that's what makes the most sense, to start from square one. So, looking at standard shader, their editor script to show these rendering options here that let you change between your rendering modes, right? This type of editor script does not work in VRChat because it essentially, you'll notice down here it's changing the render queue. So when I go from a transparent one to an opaque one, it goes from 3000 to 2000. It's the same thing as me typing in a number by hand, right? Thing is, if you do that, it doesn't work in VRChat most of the time. If you do that, it'll break. Some people will see it working and some people won't. It's the weirdest fucking thing. So, to get around that, I have 2 variations on my shader, but I only want to have one editor script, ideally. So if you see, this shows opaque and cutout, and then the other one shows transparent and fade. right? And it works, and if you upload, it works because it's not actually overwriting that number anymore. Because it's built into the shader at that point. However, this works fine if the first material in this list here is something that's using my shader. However, if you have an object where the first material isn't using my shader, so in this case it's jumpsuit, jumpsuit is using a different shader, therefore anything using my material doesn't show my rendering options because my editor script is busted. So that's where I'm at. What I could do is actually that might work. No, that wouldn't work. Never mind. Apparently my name is rather hard for people, never expected that. And I just thought I'd learn a little. Well, if you'd like to learn, this is the place of how to learn hacky solutions to things that probably aren't the best way to do it. Because that's how I solve things. Like making a second editor script for the transparent shader like I'm about to do right now. Look at that. Access Toon editor transparent. Wow. And then, you know, this can be deleted. Because this is the normal editor, so we don't want any of this normie stuff in here. Per shader in current mode, we don't need that anymore. Look at this, I'm cleaning it out. Mode T doesn't need to be there. This doesn't need to be here. This doesn't need to be here. All of this commented out stuff doesn't need to be here. What else? Cur shader doesn't need to be here anymore. That doesn't need to be here anymore. I think that should work. Uh-oh. Mode T could not be found. Oh, right. This whole thing down here needs to be commented out. Now we let it compile. We wiggle our mouse around until it stops us, because that's how you tell. And there we go. Okay. It doesn't show if not first. Have you tried the first one with different shaders or just that one? I've tried it with different objects, if that's what you're asking. Well, so I can't reorder this list because this is the order of the materials as they come on the model. And asking people to reorder their materials it's not like a viable solution, I don't think. But now this should work. Indeed, it does. So we have an editor script for our main one, and then we'll have an editor script for our transparent one. That's the easiest thing to do here. So we duplicate it, rename it, transparent. We change this from opaque and cutout to fade and transparent. And then we go down here and copy these and overwrite these. I feel like I deleted something I didn't mean to. Yeah, okay. I just need these. And then we uncomment all of this stuff. And we change this to blend mode. And now I need to change, okay, and then I need to change this to transparent up here so it matches the file name. And then let it compile. And then I think this will work. It does not. What is the warning? Could not create custom UI. The shader has the following. Custom editor. Oh, I misspelled transparent. Hey, look at that. Typos are not your friend. And it's still not showing. There we go. Hey, look at that. We made it work. Amazing. And now it should just work on all of them, right? Look at that. Kappa. I did it. Easy clap. That's not the solution to this, but I'm gonna roll with it because I don't feel like doing it the other way. We're not fancy up in here. Let me make this a skin color again. What? That is a gross skin color. What was I using over here? There we go. Nice. So if you guys are curious what this shader is, I haven't really explained that. I should probably do that. Let me do that. Hold on. Let me open up my scene to show it off. You mostly say it as area? Okay. That's good to know. Alright. I'll call you area then. Ignore this. This is a model I was using to test. Alright. So, this shader is meant to replicate Breath of the Wild's Toon shader. So you can see here I have the specular lines that are like the reflections coming off of where the sun is, you know? I've got a nice rim light that you can customize. You can make it super wide if you want, or you can make it pretty thin. And you can make it, let me make it a little wider so it's easier to see. You can make it super intense if you wanted to. You can add a custom shadow ramp, which is really cool. So like, say you don't want 2 tones and instead you want 3, you can do a shadow ramp that looks like a 3-tone thing and you'll get 3 different levels of lighting, or 2, or you could just get a really far back one if you wanted, or you could do smooth if you wanted smooth shadows. Personally, I think the 3-step ramp looks really good on hair. Whereas the 2-step ramp kind of looks not as good. So if I show you the ramp here, this is the 2-step ramp on the hair. You lose a lot of detail, which is kind of, yeah. But if you put the 2-step ramp on there, you get like this nice kind of sharp gradient. It helps with like lighting and stuff, I think. But so yeah, that's kind of what the shader looks like. The nice thing though is it auto detects if you're in show smooth on here. All right, hold on. It auto detects if you're on a baked map or a real-time map. And so if you're on a real-time lighting map, it'll use the direction from the light there. If you're on a baked map, it'll just use a fake light direction, so you'll never not have shadowing, which is nice, unlike cubes or noes, where it's either or. You don't, it's not a live decision. This is smooth on hair, and that actually looks pretty nice. And then The other thing is you can make the rim light smooth too. So I can take the rim light and kinda, there you go. Pure smooth. What do you think of that, Dank Man? So yeah, that's the shader. That's the idea behind the shader, and I can show you it switching live. The other thing is, I also have it set up so that it actually color mask RGBA. So the other thing is, I also have it set up to receive shadows and stylize those shadows similar to what Cubed does. I don't think any other Toon shader does that other than Cube, so you'll notice that this is actually casting a shadow on me, which is nice. And then I can show you it switching between baked and real-time lighting right now. Obviously we're using real-time because there's a directional light hitting me. So if I start rotating that, you'll see the shadows rotate. If I disable that, it'll automatically switch to the fake light direction, which means obviously you don't get your casted shadows because there's no light coming from here. It's just faking it. But you'll notice that you still maintain all of your shading effects. You're not flat. You're three-dimensional still, which really helps with selling the effect of like, hey, this is a person you're talking to rather than like a flat object, I guess. I don't know. I might be exaggerating it a bit there, but yeah, there's no light hitting this object right now. And now there is light hitting it. So, yeah. Anyways, what was I gonna do? I've gotten off track. Okay, these advanced options I want to hide away unless you turn them on, because just seeing that there makes me nervous. So let's work with our normal editor script for now. Okay. So we already have an enum for the display type. How do we use that enum? Where are these options even being shown at? Where am I showing? I'm showing them here. Okay. So we want to create a drop down like this that says instead of B mode we want this. So B mode we'll do like, what would I call this? What would I call the mode to switch between advanced and like normal? See you later, Dank Man. I could call it like advanced mode. I don't know. Where's blend mode being assigned? Blend mode is here. Okay, so I need another thing here called... Wow, that hurts my ears. Thank you, song. So what I'm doing here is I'm creating a variable in the shader that I can read. It doesn't actually do anything in the shader, it's just for the editor script. And the reason I'm doing this is so that I can tell if you're using the advanced options or the non-advanced options and hide stuff based on that. Because obviously, like, you don't want all of this stuff to show up whenever you first throw the material on, because that's, you know what I mean? ADV mode. What I did here is I'm just setting it up in the editor script so that we can access it. And then what I'm doing here is I'm assigning it to something that the editor script can use. Or, well, I'm finding the property in the shader so that I can use it and throwing it into an array that I can pull from. And then I believe I should just be able to place all of this stuff with ADV mode. Hey, Sayori. How's it going? I believe this should just show me the pop-up now here. Or I'll get an error. What is my error? ADV mode is a field, but a type was expected. Use title content instead. Oh, that's a different add-on. Oh. A mode. Where's B mode being assigned? var B mode. var A mode. Oh, and I need to change that to ADV mode. Okay, now it should work, right? Come on, compile. Stop giving me errors. A field, but a type was expected. Not entirely sure what that means. enum.getNames type of... Oh, okay, I understand. Display type. Now it should compile. Or not. I'll just get the same error again. That's fine. What is it complaining about? ADV mode is a field. Display type? Nope. That wasn't it. Let's reference what I did up here again. Blend mode is I believe this needs to be display type. Now it'll work. Famous last words. Come on. Hey! Look at that, it worked. Rendering mode. Well, okay, we don't want it to be called rendering mode. Oh man, what would I name this? Option type? So this is basically gonna hide and show the advanced options. So what would I call this? I guess option type would work. No, there's gotta be a better name for that. Hey chat, Give me a name. What do I call this thing? No. I'll call it Yellow Swag 420 Blaze It. Plus Duck. No, okay, I'll call it Duck. Look at that. It's gonna be called Duck now as soon as it compiles. Look at the little spinny go. There it goes. Boom, Duck. Now it's called Duck. You guys want me to just leave it as Duck? Alright, I'll leave it as Duck for now. And we want this to be spaced out a little bit from the emission. So we'll just define some space here. It's Duck! Look, see? It says Duck! Don't worry. It says Duck. Don't worry, it's fine. You guys are fine. Just Duck, alright. Don't riot. That's all I'm saying. Should I change this from... Yeah, you know what? While we're going Duck themed, why not? Why not do, instead of basic and advanced, let's do like quackling and super quacker. Now let that compile. Alright, there we go. Super quacker and quackling right there, coming at you. Alright, let's finish setting this up. So, we want to do a begin change check on that. And I believe that now it should update when we quack fanced. Oh no, it still doesn't change. Something's wrong. Quack fanced. I can add more options. They won't do anything though. Quack. Ooh. Quacktacular. And Ducktastic. There we go. "10 out of 10 code, by the way. Alright. So... let's see. Let's grab this as well down here, I suppose. And then we're doing a begin change check here, which I think is right. And then we need to close this. And then we need to wrap all of this in an if statement. Quacksaber. I've seen that mod. I haven't personally played it yet. But it looks funny. So if our A mode is equal to 1, then we do this stuff. Uh-oh. Display type an int? Okay. What if I wrap in a string and say like... what was this called? Quacktacular? You guys realize I'm gonna come back and look at this and be like, what the fuck? Display type and what? Oh wait. ADV mode. Am I assigning ADV mode? ADV mode that, yeah, okay. If ADV mode dot float value is equal to 1, then we show it. I think that'll work. That one should at least compile. It did, okay. Hey look, it's not showing it, but I actually throw an error? It doesn't, but it's not changing, so I need, as soon as I figure out why that doesn't change, this will be set up. What am I doing differently up here? Begin change check, show mixed values. If, okay. If it ends. Yeah, okay. I see. I need to do all this stuff here. Register undo duck emote EV mode display type ADV mode. We're all set. Drive safely. Wait, no, I don't need any of this, I don't think. That's doing something completely different. Okay. Let's see if that works. Hey, look at that. Look at that. Look at that, boys. Now let's move that to the top. Which means cutting out all of this. And moving it. Let's see, where is... I'm gonna put this underneath rendering mode. So it would go under here. I don't need another begin change check here though. Already do. Okay. That should still work, but it should move this duck line up here. Okay, never mind. It doesn't work. I'm dumb. What did I do? Do I have an extra thing here? I do. Delete that. Now it'll work. Okay. Look at that. Look at that. Look at what we've accomplished. We can hide things now. We got our advanced options. Look at that. And then we want to label it, right? Maybe? So like, let's do that. And then we're done. Maybe. Advanced options, look at that. Amazing. What is this song? Change it. I don't like this at all. I'm gonna go find a different. Let's. Somebody link me a playlist. Oh, then I'm just gonna rewind. On what? On YouTube or Spotify or something. I don't care. Just a playlist. I just need some music. Tired of the Monster Cat podcast though. Let's see. I feel like I should change the names of this to match better. Like maybe Duckling and like the most quacktastic. I don't know. Access Toon editor, something something cut off is assigned, but it's never used. I mean, that's cool. I'll just hide that. I don't really care. Not used. Music is trash. You know, I feel like everybody thinks their taste in music is trash when they're talking to other people. But usually that's not the case. So does this actually update properly? It's just one note. Just a one-note song. Does that even classify as a song? Hold on, what? One note song. I'm Googling it right now. Is it the One Note Song by Tenacious D? I gotta learn how to play one-note songs. That sounds sick. I could be famous for just going like, dude, and then that's it. And then I'm done. Alright, so I'm trying to think here. Okay. As users, so say you guys were to use this shader. What kind of options would you like to see here? I guess normal map tiling is something somebody requested, so I should do that. Let's see. I forgot how to do that. I could look at the standard shader and see how it does it. Let's see how standard does it. Standard does what for tiling? Find tiling. Offset. Find offset. Texture, scale, and offset. Ah, okay. So where's my normal map being displayed? Right here. Underneath that, we'll do this. And then we'll say display the texture, scale, and offset of the normal. And then indent it by, well, actually, I think it should just work. Or it will break my entire thing. What is this complaining about? This line. But why? Material editor. I misspelled it. Hey, there we go. But that needs to be indented by like 2. I think I can just do this, right? I don't know if that'll work. It does not. That did not work. Okay. Does standard look like that? Oh, I guess it does. Wow. That's really bad. How can I style that better? Let me quickly Google texture, scale, and offset property. This is the type of great documentation Unity has, by the way. If you look here, it says description. Can we get a zoom in on that? Great documentation. It's just the best documentation that you've ever seen. It's not rect position. Okay. Rect position. You got it. I know how to use that. I don't know if it'll work. No, it will. How do I use rect position? Vector 2. I don't know if that's helpful to me. Because it's just an X and Y position. I can't just... All I want to do is indent the text. I don't want to move the whole... I guess I can't indent the text. That's so... Oh, that is so infuriating though. That's really infuriating. Because, like, all of this other stuff I can just do comma 2 and indent it by, like, 2 whatever, and it works. But with this, there's gotta be something. Texture with HDR color. What is 2 lines? Rect material texture property. Extra property. What? That's not helpful either. Man, why can't I just do what I want? Whatever, I guess I'll just leave it how it is for now. It's not that big of a deal, I guess. It's just an eyesore is all. It was all clean until this had to come along and ruin it. Does it even work? Let me find a normal map. This'll work. What if I tile it? It doesn't even work! My normal map doesn't tile. Shader's broken. UV set. That's not helpful. What is UV set? UV set is text chord 1 and text chord 2? What is text chord 1? These are both just normal floats. What is this? Does this break the shader? No, it doesn't. Why does it have weirdness? Does this tile now? No. Of course not. Alright, what is UV text chord? Oh, wait. Oh. I can't add tiling because of the way that I have it. I'm gonna have to add tiling the way that I added it with this. Okay, so... Well, it'll make it cleaner to look at, I guess. Normal map is that times normal tiling, I guess. This is a vector, and it is equal to should be equal to 1 1 here's by default. And then now we need to go back to the editor script and find normal tiling, all of that. Material property, norm tile. Norm tile. Equal shader GUI dot find property normal tiling, add it to the props. You got it. And then instead of showing this, we'll show, it's not a texture property. What is it? A shader property. So shader property, norm tile, styles dot norm tile text, which we haven't set up yet, and we'll indent it by 2. Then we'll go set it up here. So content. Norm tile text. Put the new GUI content. And the description for this will be tiling. Oh. Wow. That should now work. Okay, why my shader pink? Unexpected token. Did I add an extra thing? I did. There we go. And now I've really goofed something. Wow, okay. What is even happening? Is it the tiling? I imagine it's probably the tiling. Parenthesis, 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 okay. Yep, it's the tiling. Now it looks normal, so something's wrong with the way that tiling is being done. Which means Amplify has goofed me over. What if I just do this? I think that'll work. Except we want to go off of normal map tiling, not... Well, it didn't break. But we definitely... Oh, it did break. Look at the rim light. Okay, so let's do a quick return. Return float 4 Why is that invisible? Why is that invisible? What? What have I done? That gives the same result. Is normal used anywhere else? Not. Okay. Maybe I need to do. Oh. Oh, I see. Okay. I was correct on what I was doing. I just was like slightly wrong. We're subtracting 0.5 to get it at the corner of the V's, and then we have to add 0.5 to bring it back to the center. I believe that should work. We set minus 0.5 times the tiling plus 0.5. Now it should. No. Cannot convert float 2 to half 4. Float 2 to half. Where is it getting converted to a half 4? That's a float 3. Alright, let me do this then. Add another there, and then say plus 0.5. Is this right? There, no. We want this to be encased in a whole nother thing. Okay. Now it'll work. Maybe. Or it won't. Is the rim light fixed at least? No. Well, what is even happening? Why am I trying to replicate what Amplify was doing? I'm gonna come back to that. I don't like the way that works. I'm gonna have to rewrite this whole like UV set selection thing, but I don't feel like doing that right now. I just want to get this working, ideally. Let's just do this. Ooh. That's fun. Normal maps make my shader look fucking weird. Looks cool though. Alright, anyways, what was I doing? I got that working. Trying to think what else I need to do. I guess I need to update the transparent editor script now. So the quickest way to do that is probably just to, oh, okay, that's not what I meant, but whatever. Delete that. The transparent shader needs to be updated again, so I'll delete that as well. Duplicate the editor script. Parent. It up. Rename it to transparent at the top. And then go down here, copy these, replace these, and uncomment it. What? Uncomment. There we go. And then change this to fade and parent. That's done. Auto compile. Great. And now duplicate this shader. Parent. Open it up. Call it transparent again. Menial tasks. Uncomment that. Uncomment that. And change the editor script to yes. Okay, so make sure this still works. It does. Throw the transparent one on there. Make sure that works. Why does that not go as transparent as I would expect? It is going transparent. Not. Oh, interesting. It has to do with the color. Huh. Okay. And that works. Okay. Well, cool. Coolio. Shader is near release. I need to make sure emission still works. That's one thing that kind of broke the transparency before, weirdly. It looks like it still works. And if this wasn't as transparent, it would probably... should be blooming right now. Oh, I don't have bloom in this scene, never mind. But it works. Okay, so that's good. Okay. I'm gonna go release this version to my beta tester. And then I'm gonna end the stream. Yeah. Thanks for watching. And maybe I'll do this again, possibly. But next time I'll actually have a plan what to do instead of just fucking around with an editor script for half of it. I'm also a really hungry boy. I haven't eaten breakfast. I just woke up, so I should probably do that. I might stream later today. But if I do, it'll be like an art thing. I'll be making a bandana for somebody. So that's might be good. That might be good. Did we set the defaults on the stencil? The stenciler thing? Anybody remember? I can't remember if we set defaults on this or not. Z-Right is set to off. Okay, let me fix that really quick, and then I'm gonna end the stream. Z-Right is set 0. There we go. And then reset. Nice. Alright. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you learned something.